Well, good morning, everyone. Well, as you can see it's raining out. So, I am heading to the mall and do my walk up there. But kind of the reason I'm videotaping this part is it just kind of give a little idea of how kind of light the traffic is versus normal during a normal work week, if everyone's working, instead of so many people laid off. So for those of you who don't live around here, you don't know what normal is, but I can tell you I walk along here on my walk every day, and it's lighter. It's not super light, but it is lighter than normal. And even with construction projects that are going on around here, most of them, if not all of them, that are outside have all been canceled for further notice. And I would not be a bit surprised if at some point North Carolina doesn't follow other states and close almost everything down that isn't what they call necessary. And I even checked on doing some volunteer work at our local hospitals, and one of them has already posted on their website that they have suspended indefinitely the volunteer program. So I got to call and check the other one, but my guess is it may be the same way, that the volunteer program has been temporarily suspended. Before heading down this way, I'm heading north on Peters Creek Parkway. I stopped at our local Sheets to get a fountain drink, and it was free. And the guy before me was getting a fountain drink also, and his drink was free. So I don't know the reason for the free drinks, but it was sure nice of Sheets to give, I guess, those of us who are getting fountain drinks a free drink. I'll be getting on Interstate 40 up here in a minute. Just so you can have an idea of when this is happening, this is March 23rd of 2020. traffic here on Interstate 40 seems to be about normal for what it normally is, since you get a lot of through traffic coming from different areas around here or people crossing the state. But it seems pretty much what it normally is. One topic that I have talked about on some of my videos or on Facebook is that there have been numerous reports I've seen on news sources about the drastically increased sale of weapons and ammunition. And this is anywhere from what would be considered conservative areas of the country to liberal Long Island, New York. And the reason was given primarily that people are just unsure what's going to happen. Not so much with coronavirus directly, but with the side effects of it, the financial damage that's being done to our economy because of it. And it could get even worse if more states start closing more businesses down and putting more people out of work. And one of the big topics that has come up in these articles is, and in discussions I've listened to on various podcasts, those people who are buying weapons are simply afraid that if the financial situation of the country goes downhill too much, that there could be political unrest and social unrest. And those who maybe find themselves not prepared for what might be further down the road will start looking for those who have prepared and have stocked up, and they want to take from those who have stocked up and give to those who haven't, causing civil unrest. Obviously, I don't think anybody wants that, but I keep hearing hints in discussions on the various news outlets that the economy could even go into a depression, and rather than just a bad recession. So something to think about. Be thankful if you're still working, still have a job, still have your benefits, because I believe before this is over, there'll be a whole lot more people not working, not getting a paycheck, even though they're trying to say Uncle Sam's going to give people a paycheck to completely cover the one they're losing. Folks, I don't buy that. And even though you may get the paycheck, you're also probably losing your medical benefits and other benefits that you have. And government can't replace that, even though they keep talking about, well, they're going to increase Medicare and Medicaid and all that. Folks, the government can only replace so much. And for those of you out there who might be thinking everything they might lose that they're getting from an employer can be replaced by the government, folks, I think I've got some land in Florida down by the Everglades that I can sell you real cheap. That just isn't going to happen. The government just can't do that. So I certainly don't want to be an alarmist, but sometimes you have to kind of read between the lines on these news outlets or news information, and sometimes they don't want to come out and directly say what they're thinking, but they say it in such a manner that they're not directly saying it, but they are certainly trying to imply it subliminally. So I'm going to drive around the mall a little bit here just to give you a little impression of the parking lot. don't know how much you're going to see from the video though, but I was back here doing my walk last week, and just did my little video for last week at the walk in the mall, and it was just a handful of stores that were open, and I'm sure it's going to be the same, if not less. But here it is at 10:06. The mall opens officially at 10, and as you can see, parking lot's basically empty. Now you will see cars over here to the left coming up in view in a few minutes, because I'm driving across the parking lot like I'm not supposed to be. But there are cars over here at this one entrance, and that is because the post office has an office right inside. Right inside that entrance right there is a post office, and it is open for business. And there are one or two items, or at least there were one or two stores right down from the post office that were opened also. Now, whether they still are or not, I don't know. You would hate to come in here, where this is one of the restrooms in the mall, to sit down and take care of some business, and find out when you're all done, you're getting ready to finish business, the toilet paper had been stolen, and there wasn't any at all. Well, as you can see here, there's at least some, but always check now to make sure there's some toilet paper there so you can do your business properly instead of that last minute surprise. Okay, I've done my first half of the walk. I just want to make a quick note that last week when I was up here, the Supreme Legacy Barbershop down by Macy's was open. Well, folks, for some people who are looking forward to going to the Supreme Barbershop by Macy's, I was just walking by there, and they are closing up indefinitely. The doors closed. They are not sure when that they are going to be back in business. So for that guy who was checking out my YouTube and sent me an email asking about it, well, but if you haven't gone there this morning already, they're shut down, and they don't know when they're going to be back open again. So here I am walking the southern part of the mall now, and so far it looks about as dead as it did last week when I was here. The north part is even deader than last week. Some stores that were open last week are not open this week, so and the ones that are open, there are no customers there, so we're getting ready to walk the southern part, and we'll see what it looks like. To finishing walking the lower and upper levels of the southern part of the mall, and I can announce to you that it's worse off than last week. The Supreme Legacy Barbershop down by Macy's is now closed. I was talking with people as they were leaving and closing the door. They're closed indefinitely. And everything else seems to be closed. That was closed last week, so really I don't see a good reason to come to the mall except for three things. If you want to walk like I'm doing because it's raining out, the UPS store and the post office are open. And other than that, there's a couple places that are also open, but there's no one shopping there. So there's really no good reason to come to the mall. Nothing's open. So, well, I hope you folks have been checking out your 401k plans lately. If you were, I hope you weren't standing up. I checked the Dow this morning early, and it's even heading down over 200 again. down. That's around, that was about 10:30. I'm sorry, about 11:30. So, well, I'll tell you what, that Dow is taking a severe pounding. So everyone who has a 401k plan, folks, you need to keep your fingers crossed. Hope when this thing's all over, the economy comes roaring back. So when I finish here, I think I'm going to drive downtown a little bit. They say it is reserved too. I'm only 5 or 10 minutes from downtown, so I guess what you'll be seeing next is me driving around downtown. Here we are, downtown Winston-Salem, and going to drive around a little bit just to kind of see how much traffic there is, and there isn't much. It is 12:33, lunchtime, and there should be a lot more traffic than this. Usually there is. Downtown Winston-Salem is not very large. It's actually pretty small. I think, as you can see, yes, it's pretty thin down here. Now I have to figure out how to get out of here and get back home. we go. Southbound on US 52. I think that will be it for today. Mall was a little slower. A few more stores that were open last week aren't open this week. Fewer mall walkers, practically none. Saw only one or two people buying anything. Not good. So I'll be calling it quits on this video for right now here in a minute after I can let go safely of the steering wheel. Trying to get over here now and okay. As things progress or degress, I will try to do maybe some more videos. Adios.